Yep, it's live.
I got it. Set up. Hold on. I got it. Coach Hargett, here we are, two YouTube rookies again. Again, I want to say anybody that is live with us right now on YouTube with S2A surface tier system have not scaled the hard task of figuring out how to answer on YouTube live. For if anybody sends in a comment, we've missed 2 or 3 the other day, but DM us if we do miss you. Where Twitter is at S2A system, and Coach Hargett is at Coach Hargett. So DM us there or shoot us a Twitter something or else, and we'll answer your questions on what Coach Hargett's going to go over now. Coach Hargett, this is our 3rd attempt at the live on YouTube. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm well. What do you want to share with everybody?
Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at the difference between 3x1 and 2x2 RPOs. And there's been some questions lately from some of our members about why you would run one versus the other, what some of the advantages are. We're going to actually have a members-only webinar Sunday night for all S2A members, where we're going to take kind of an in-depth look at both 2x2 and 3x1 RPOs. So I wanted to break that down a little bit and take a quick look at it.
Let's go, man.
All right, so what we've got here is we've just got your standard inside zone. It can be any interior-based run. The way we're going to block that is we're going to push that zone out because we're going to identify this as a 3-2 box. We're playing a team here that we're going to consider a standard 3-3 stack team. They're in their traditional one high set, and they've done what we call pulling the rope. So one of the advantages of 3x1 is you force the defense to form up an answer. One of the disadvantages of 3x1 is they have a lot more answers when you jump into 3x1. And here's what I really mean by that. Okay, we've zoned up, we've accounted for all this, but the defense has already decided to take their left stack into the box, their mic all the way over to where the right stack would be, and they've kicked the right stack all the way out onto the trip side. That's what we mean by pulling the rope. Assuming all the linebackers are connected with a rope around their waist, they've pulled the furthest one over, and they've covered us 3x1. So if we just wanted to block a standard bubble concept over here and play bubble screen, obviously we could just outrun that right stack and still throw it. But if assuming that kid's as good an athlete as our athlete is, they've pretty much taken that side away. So it leaves us 2 options. We can either tag the one receiver side on a slant, a hitch, a spot concept, whatever we want to do over there, or even on an out route. But the quarterback basically is left with 2 real options. He can either hand the ball off, play zone read football in the box, or he can choose to play that single side receiver front door. Now, we could just as easily have taken the running back and stuck him over here, and we could have ran zone the other way, and we could have used that one receiver as the backdoor side. That's another answer. So this is kind of what you get when you go 3x1. The bad teams are going to come out, and they're going to basically just allow you to outnumber them right here. They're going to let you play 3 receivers over there, 2 defenders. They're going to keep this extra hat close to the box, or they may even bring him in pressure, and they're going to let you throw those quick game RPOs out there to the perimeter. The good 3-3 stack teams are going to push that extra guy out there. They're going to pull the rope, and they're going to take that away from you, and they're going to tell you you cannot throw to the wide side of the field. They're going to minimize the damage by making you throw into the boundary or hand the ball off into the box. So one of the easy ways to combat that, if that's the defense's answer, is to just go back and play more of a standard 2x2 set. So let's apply all those same rules to this now. Okay, we're still going to double team over here. We're still going to zone. Now we're going to zone up because we're going to identify this as a true 3-3 stack box. We're going to zone up right there. We're going to zone up right there. Okay, so we're leaving the defensive end unblocked. So you might say, okay, coach, well, what's the advantage to playing in this set versus being in the trip set? Well, they can't pull the rope is the simple answer. They can't pull the rope and slide these guys over. So if you remember, we said pull the rope, the left stack, or excuse me, the L2 went to left stack went to Mike went to right stack, pulled all the way out of the box to cover the trip set. Well, by keeping them in a balanced set, you've actually created a disadvantage for a lot of those 3-3 stack teams. So let's say you just want to come out now and run just standard fade flat concept right here, okay, against cover 3. You've taken the R3 and the R2 out of the equation. Those guys have to push. They have to go play perimeter. You're running them away from the box. Over here on the other side, you can come back with whatever you want. We would play our standard grass concept would be our first answer right there, okay? So we would have double slants working over there. This just increases the quarterback's opportunities to be right. It also increases his opportunities to spit the ball out into some grass. So if we look here at the defense, there's some major areas they've not covered. Okay, there's an opening underneath that cover 3 corner. There's an opening between the left stack and the L2. There's a lot of open flat route grass out there. I could also read the 5 technique and read my way out. If they're playing games, I can lock that. I could try to bring a slant or something like that back inside and read that right stack. There's a lot of advantages to staying in 2x2. Now, I would, and this is what I always advise our members, and I would advise anybody asking the question, I would get into a trip set early against 3-3 stack and make them tip their hand. There's only so many answers they have to trips, and you need to find out what those are. But when you need to get first downs, it's good to get back in that 2x2 set and force them to balance up and put those 6 defenders back in the box, because that's really what they want to do. Another great answer is to just go 3x2 and run empty RPOs, but we'll leave that conversation for another day. So hopefully, looking at one base defensive set, which is a 1 high 3-3 stack team, this gives you a little bit of an understanding the difference between 2x2 and 3x1 and why we use them both. And that'll be a major, as I said, topic of discussion for our members only webinar, which will probably go, they're going about 70, 75 minutes on most of those. We're really going to dive into that, look at a lot of game clips and whatnot. So if you're interested in getting more of that content, hop on to surface2airsystem.com. Hit us up about a free consultation, or hit us up about joining membership as soon as you can.
We do that once a month with our members. And then a really cool thing is we do it every week during the season. So putting a lot of stuff out there. We call these S2A members deals staff meetings. So we can do a virtual staff meeting with all our members and answer any issues. Hey, speaking of this 3-3 stack and 2x2 real quick, you made I call it the periodic chart of game planning, and we put that out recently. Is that something that you would go by? So you go, all right, I've got 2x2 looking at the set, and then I go down the other side and I go, okay, I'm going to run this concept against a 3-3 stack. Do you go by that pretty successfully?
Yeah, it's kind of a it's a hit chart per side and how you want to call plays and what concepts you want to pair with what runs to attack certain defenses, which I think is really useful. Obviously, the leverage they play, the type of athletes they have, what their stunt package is, whether they change coverage, whether they leave too much opening over one receiver or inside or outside leverage, all those things can obviously be applied, and that's a little bit more of a real world scenario. But what the chart does is it gives our members a way to really understand which permutations of RPOs should be paired with which run plays out of what formations against which defenses to make them the most successful. And I feel like that's something we've done that's pretty groundbreaking stuff. And all of our members have access to that. But essentially what it is we took the 3-3 stack, the 3-4, the 4-2-5, and the 4-3 and the 4-4, and basically put them all into this chart and said, here are the things that you really want to call against this defense. Here's the things you want to call from these formations against these defenses. And I think that's really done a good job helping our members prepare for the 2018 season.
Yeah, I think it's something that, and we're going to hone it down even farther and really kind of combine the things. So like, here's the perfect scenario. Here's the perfect scenario, 3-3 stack when you're in a 2x2, 3x1 sniffer, for me, or empty, 3x2 empty. So appreciate it. Hey, you talked about, if anybody's got a question, want to consult with you, talk to you on the phone for a few minutes and got some offensive concerns. they can, of course, DM you or DM S2A. So we look forward to speaking to anybody. We just, in fact, kind of cool. We're speaking to a coach from Brazil tonight that runs a professional team in Brazil. That's going to be pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. We've obviously got members in the United States. We've got members in Asia. We're getting ready, it looks like, to expand into Latin America, South America, and that's going to be a really cool thing. The game of football is expanding, and it's a really good thing. It's expanding all over the world. I don't remember what they're up to now. I think I remember seeing it was 70 or 80 countries, maybe it's more than that now, are playing organized American rules football. And that's a really good thing to see, that the game is diversifying and it's moving out of its traditional roots in just the United States. And I'm really excited to get on that call with the coach from Brazil tonight and spend some time with him. So, as you said, Rick, if you guys are not able to find the link on the internet, go to the website, put in a request to talk to us on there, or go to the Twitter feed, which is at S2A system. Send a DM in. That's the site that Rick manages. He'll be happy to get a consultation call set up with me whenever's convenient for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, do you know Portuguese? Do you need to study a little Portuguese today before you talk to the Brazilian tonight?
What? I don't know it. I don't think I'm going to learn it before today. So that's okay. Better than Portuguese.
Just stick to football, man.
Right.
Yeah, we'll handle the translation some other way. Hey, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks
Over and out. Bye.
You guys.